So
So
basically, you're saying that the people who make Kalata Samina are scientists.
yes, they are scientists, and in fact, everybody is a scientist.
If everybody's a scientist, then why should I have to go to school to study science? My name is Nenebi Tony, and this is Stationed Abroad. And on this series, How to Be an International Student, I talk to my friends about how to be an international student. Simple. And today I have a friend of mine who is also from the Republic of Ghana. And so it's going to be a fun conversation. And you were raised by your grandma.
Oh yeah.
And why were you raised by your grandma?
Yeah, so unfortunately, my parents passed early on. So
How old were you when they passed?
there is I think my mother, I was like 7, I guess, and my dad was quite kind of later on. I think around. Oh, it's a long time ago. About like 12 years ago. So yeah.
Do you have any core memories of your time with your mom before she passed?
Um. Oh yeah. So we were close. As when I was a child, that is, but that unfortunately was cut short.
Did you know what was happening when she passed? Did you
Um,
understand what was happening at the time?
nah, not really. So I wasn't told until some time later. Yeah,
Like how long later?
maybe I think maybe for like a good 4 5 months later. So
So
not very long,
what do
but
you think? So when those 4 or 5 months, where do you think your mom was?
she used to travel. Okay, so she would retail designer clothing. So she would get them from um, Nigeria, Togo, and later on, like Italy, she would source them from Italy and sell them. So she used to
Oh,
go on
so
those
you thought
trips.
that she was on a
Oh
trip.
yeah.
So when you were told, how did you feel?
Well, devastating, obviously, but as you grow, you heal. You heal.
Do you think that you've healed completely?
So that's an interesting question. So, well, if something happens in your life and it changes the life, okay, for one turn or the other, the do you actually heal or do you make peace with the situation and learn how to live with your new reality? So that is
I don't know.
yeah, so that is a very interesting question. I don't know either. So
So
yeah.
it means that you think about it from time to time.
Oh yeah, you will, but getting used to the idea that just like that Lumba, we have very finite um, amount of time to stay here, and yeah,
Do you know why he's called Lumba?
have no idea. Was he into logging
Nah,
like a lumberjack
actually,
or
Lumba.
something?
No, he was inspired to write a song called Lumba Lumba for South Africans who were fighting apartheid in the 80s. So the name Lumba comes from the song that he wrote about fighting apartheid in the 80s, right? His career started from that. He was a big part of his message, especially in the 80s to the 90s, that Ghanaians be authentically Ghanaian. That was a big part of his identity.
So
His
so
identity, his whole brand as a person was being authentically Ghanaian.
so this story you tell is quite esoteric. You'd have
Yes.
to be part of the religion of Lumba to know
No, you don't have
about.
to.
Yeah.
I work in the music business. I was an entertainment journalist. So I know the origin stories of why certain artists are called certain names.
Yeah.
So maybe to me, it may be, maybe to you it's esoteric because you don't actually follow. You're a scientist. You are not. Anyway, let's talk about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you had this dread?
Oh, I've been growing my hair since 2018. Say 7 years, but then I would cut it short.
Why were you cutting it?
Well, just to keep it short.
Where were you in 2018?
2018, I had just started national service in Ghana. So in Ghana, you have to do mandatory national service.
So let's start before. What did you? So you. I want to finish your hair, then maybe we'll go back. But so you mean that you were working? Where were you doing your national service?
Yes, I was a teaching assistant at my university. So, the sort of job that you do as a teaching assistant in a Ghanaian school is a little different from
Yeah.
a graduate assistant here. So, depending on who you work with, you
So
might
what
have.
was your job you were doing?
Yeah, so basically assisting with teaching. So you would
So you were teaching classes?
not regularly, but then there are weeks where the professor or the lecturer, as they are called, would.
So I'm asking this because of your whether your hair caused any problems for you in your job.
Not really, not really. So the types of circles that I run in, I didn't really run into a lot of friction, but it's
No.
yeah.
So this is interesting because Ghana has a notoriety for being
Uh,
very conservative. That's what I wanted to know whether.
yeah. So, um, in Ghana, of course, if you are looking for jobs, you'd want to be wary. You'd want to because of, I mean, people have preconceptions and yeah.
So
Well,
but you were working in Ghana. You had jobs.
yeah.
Did they ever come up in your job interviews?
No, no,
Okay,
not
that's
really.
interesting. Anyway, so before you go to your hair,
Yeah.
where were you born?
Um, I well, there are stories about where I was born,
With
but
stories?
yeah, so it depends on who.
Confandochi.
Yes. So I was born in Kumasi, actually. Yeah.
So what are the stories about where you were born?
Well, that's a long detour, but I'll try to distill it. So my um, my mother um, had me apparently at home
Okay.
because her water had broken in the middle of the night, and it could be quite difficult to get to the hospital and stuff like that. So um, I was born at home and then taken to the hospital. So yeah.
G. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So you grew up in Kumasi?
Um, I lived there for I guess 3-4 years of my life. Yeah, and
So where did you grow up?
Accra, Adenta.
So your mother gave birth to you in Kumasi and then moved to Accra
Yeah,
immediately?
So
Okay.
I only stayed there maybe probably through my infancy. up to like 4 years of age, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Adenta boy. Okay. And so after your, what was your most fun? Do you have any 2 or 3 fond memories from your childhood that?
Fond memories from my childhood. So, um, I have a vivid recollection of certain events from my childhood, though. But then the thing that my grandmother still keeps saying up to now was, well, I would go to school and then um, the teacher would send a note with me that, well, there is this kid in the class who thinks he can correct the teacher. And well, apparently that wasn't very fun for
So
the
it means that you
teachers.
were very what we call in Ghana, all-knowing.
Uh,
True, minim.
so, well, that is what people have said, but I actually don't think so.
I think so, but that's another story. So you went to one of the best. No one, okay. One of, because I went to
Yeah,
the best secondary school in Ghana
yeah.
or the best senior high school in Ghana. So you went to one of the best senior high schools in Ghana.
Mm-hmm,
Why did
mm-hmm.
you choose that school?
Well, it was kind of serendipitous. I never really put too much thought into what schools I was choosing. It was in Cape Coast. There was a beach, and yeah.
The reason I'm bringing that up, I remember one of the first conversations we had when you found out I went to St. Peter's. You were like, okay, I went to a good school, so we can vibe. So I was thinking if I didn't go to a good school, we can't vibe.
Oh no, not actually. I have a broad spectrum of people I interact with. I interact with people who you would usually see to be, well, okay, these people are the uptown people. I interact with the regular people who probably are struggling to find jobs, and yeah, so I interact with my part of my job as um, a human being is to be able to interact
Yeah.
with people.
So you went to KNUST.
Yeah.
Was there anything particular that drew you to science?
Um, yeah. So the freedom of thought, right?
What do you mean?
The fact that you have freedom to think, right?
Which other disciplines don't give you freedom to think?
Well, they do give you freedom to think, but the type of you strike a very interesting point there. So, well, other disciplines, right? Like when you say other disciplines, you mean sociology,
Sociology, art,
yeah.
business,
So
accounting.
yeah, so to me, all that is science, right? So
Art is not science. Art is the
um
very opposite of science.
oh no, to me, um almost all science started as artisanal, right? If um, if you look at Ghana, for example, there is a very famous saponification, like soap making procedure, the brown one, right? The people doing that are doing it as an art. They probably don't know too much about um, potassium chloride and um, what carboxylic acid or whatever form of formal chemistry that's happening. But then they know if you get the leaves from this plant, right, and you make it into an ash, and if you mix it with palm oil, which has palmitic acid, and things like you make this product, right? That is learned through probably trial and error, paying attention to results and adjusting, adapting. And
So basically, you're saying that the people who make galatasamina are scientists.
yes, they are scientists. In fact, everybody is a scientist.
If everybody's a scientist, then why should I have to go to school to study science?
So the idea of formal education is good, right? Because in schools you have people that have had experiences and people that you can learn from, right? It's like a collection of people with the common desire to know more, right? So that is why you'd find like monks in monasteries where you are surrounded by people who have a common goal and a common, yeah. So schools are good for that purpose. And fortunately or unfortunately, that means the school is not the only place where you can grow and develop, as there are self-taught people who have gone on to do great things, right?
So why did you decide to use the school route then? Because you're in your PhD program, means that you've been going to school for a very long time. Why did you decide to do that?
So, well, you would have to get knowledge, right? And knowledge is, of course, not free. If you were self-taught, you would need a very, very, very powerful funder, right? Somebody who would be able to get you the equipment you need, somebody who would be able to procure whatever software you need. And well, if you were the most self-disciplined person and you came from a very, very, very wealthy family, well, you could be self-taught and be like Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah.
He is a scientist.
Yeah.
According to the comic books, he doesn't have a PhD.
Yeah, he
right?
says sometimes.
So technically, it's possible, but being in a school is perhaps the most common way that people go about their quest for knowledge.
So let's go back to your school.
Yeah.
So you went to, what was your experience like in KNUST? Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
Yeah, so
the second best school in Ghana. Or third. Is it second or third?
It is the best science and technology school for
that part.
For 1 year. So if you think about it, I was just like a regular student in the school, right?
Where do you study at KNUST?
Chemistry.
Okay.
Studied chemistry. Well, there is not much that's remarkable about the time I spent there, but being around people that had studied abroad and decided to come back. Well, they had really done good for themselves in other countries, right?
Yeah.
Then decided to.
So you were inspired by like the
Yeah,
people you
yeah,
saw
yeah,
there who
yeah.
were
They were very
like were
not.
they professors or
Yeah, they were professors and they were very remarkable people who left an imprint on my life.
yeah.
So um, a lot of the time, like good examples for people are very, very crucial in shaping who people.
Do you remember 2 or 3 people who you look at and were like, no, I want to be this person from that time?
Yeah. So had a professor. Unfortunately, he passed away.
So yeah.
Yeah, quite at a young age, but he was 39 years when he passed.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
long.
but very, very brilliant man. He had studied in London. Um, I forget where he studied the school, but then he had a PhD from the UK and he lectured in Ghana and he used to get invited to give talks out of Ghana all the time. Okay, well, this whole week he's not going to be in class because he's giving a talk somewhere in Singapore or what.
Yeah.
At a very young age. It was very impressive um, to see the level of mastery. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was somebody who like inspired you. You wanted to be like him?
Mm, yeah, to be like him, no, well, because I think you only become who you are, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So okay, so then if it's like the person you thought was impressive went to
hmm
the UK, what made you decide to come to the University of Arkansas in the US?
So Arkansas, well, they were very receptive. They had a good funding scheme, and well, the people were very responsive and supportive from the get go.
Yeah, they are,
So
yeah.
you would email, and then they would get back to you right away, and they would really do what it takes to help you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so that is one other thing. I had other opportunities to go to Kentucky and Ohio, but you look at.
You have family in Ohio, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
So you look at where it's you are going to have the room to grow,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have to grow in a very big place.
Yeah. How long have you been studying in Arkansas? And
Maybe
what
years
what
now.
have your experience been so far?
Of the people, the place is a very nice place.
Okay, so let's
The
focus
nature.
on let's focus on the people first.
Well,
First and foremost, what was your first impression when where did you fly through Atlanta or Dallas?
Philadelphia.
Philly, okay. So when you go to Arkansas, what was your first impression when you got here?
Mm, yeah, quiet place. I like quiet places, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, not very much. Just well, a quiet place, and um, yeah.
Okay. Oh, when I talk about how to be an international student, one thing I like to focus on a lot is helping people navigate social
Mm-hmm.
existence as they interact with other cultures. You're an international student in the US from Ghana. Is it a fun experience being an international student from Ghana, or
Yes, it is.
what's the best thing about being a Ghanaian in America, specifically Ghanaian?
Um, that is a very good question. With well, I actually don't think too much about that. I think most of the time about just my identity as a human being, right?
Yeah, okay. I know
Yeah.
that about you, but I wanted to see if you think about that a lot because I know you to be a very, humanist.
Yeah. So I first and foremost think about um, being, right? If if you if you can be and let people be, right? That is the best you can ask
Yeah,
for.
but as you be,
Mm-hmm.
you are going to be confronted with identity as a human being. Yes, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be confronted with your interactions with other people who are not looking at you just as a human being.
Oh
They're
yeah,
going to look at
yeah.
you also as a person from somewhere.
From somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
is
that is what I'm
true.
trying to find about in your interaction with
Mm,
people. Are there things about your geographical origin
yeah.
that stand out? Are there things from your geographical origin that work against you? That's what I'm trying to find out.
Yeah, that's an interesting question to ask. So people are usually looking at the world through various filters, which um, is fortunately or unfortunately they get those through the experiences in life and
Mm-hmm.
who they have interacted with before. You definitely are not the first person they are interacting with,
Mm-hmm.
or probably not the first person from Ghana they are interacting with. So if the last or if the last couple of data points have been um, very strange to them, right? Then they come into their interaction with you with a different
Have you ever had
from
any experience like that?
not that I can recall, but I can begin to think about how and why things like that um, might come up. Um, then it is not your job. Well, you can make it your job, but I don't think it's a very efficient use of your energy. It is not your job to control how people behave, right? Like, in
Yeah.
fact, you can't control that.
Okay. So what are you studying here at the University of Arkansas? What's your
Yeah.
PhD in?
Oh, material science engineering.
What is material science and engineering?
Well, it's the study of new materials and how to engineer new.
When you say how to engineer, what do you mean?
So engineering, right? You have to think about. Um, I don't know the etymological origin of the word of the top of my head, but if you are able to manipulate some system, could be biological, could be chemical, whatever, if you're able to manipulate it according to your will, then you have engineered it. So,
So I'm
um,
thinking, because I have a friend, his name is Kwame Rasta.
yeah.
He's good at manipulating women according to his will.
Yeah, so
He's an engineer.
he's a social engineer. Is the
Okay.
word that uh,
Because when I think
perhaps
about social engineering, I think about like cybersecurity and stuff.
um not exactly. So social engineering is it comes back to what we were talking about interactions with people and
Yeah.
having met people that were perhaps not too nice and stuff like that. So if you are able to read the room, usually it can appear a little bit cynical, but usually if you are able to identify what people want, right, and then you must be able to convince them that you can do it for them.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself a political socialist?
Not really.
The reason I'm saying that is your argument about a scientist is everybody's a scientist. Your argument about engineering is everybody is an engineer.
Can be an engineer. You have been at one point or another.
Anybody can be an engineer.
Yeah.
Everybody is a scientist.
Oh yeah.
And anybody can be an engineer.
Well,
That sounds like socialist talking points to me. Because you are in school, maybe you have like 5 or 6 or 7, 10 years more trying to get a PhD in engineering. If anybody can be an engineer
yeah.
just walking on the street, then why are you in school? That is my whole point of.
Well, it's about the formalization of the training, right? So you could, in theory, be a bodybuilder from the comfort of your home. Why would you join a gym if you would put it that way?
Okay.
So
Okay, that is the acceptable answer for me.
So, well, the gym environment one perhaps motivates someone to work harder because they look at examples around them. I was like, okay, I was here with John last week. He had this much muscle. Now this week he has that much. If John could do it, probably I could do it.
But you can't. You're not John. That's a different conversation.
So the collective perhaps it streamlines your behaviors.
Are you like active in student social life on the University of Arkansas campus?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Why? What's your motivation for being active?
Oh, well, it is always good to be part of the environment and the social system that you reside in. Well, people live with people for a reason. If you think about it, if you asked people, most people perhaps might say they prefer to live on their own. They prefer to be far away from people. But no matter what they do, they still will live in an apartment complex or they will live in a town where other people are. Nobody out of their will. Perhaps there are extreme recluses and stuff like that, but nobody would.
I agree with you on that. So, which are some of the things you do to be part of the community here?
So I used to be part of the cross-cultural mentoring. Yeah.
Were you mentoring?
No, you just meet people and
Yeah.
well, sometimes
You used to be, so you're no more part of the cross culture.
no.
So what do you do now?
So now I would volunteer as things come up on the Volunteer Action Center.
So what was you doing as a cross-cultural mentorship?
So
Because I remember one thing you did
yeah.
was one of your job one time was to give us name tags.
Yeah.
They wrote Big Tony on my name tag.
Yeah.
And everyone was asking me, why am I called Big Tony?
I
As
see.
if I named myself Big Tony.
Yeah.
and people were thinking I was trying to suggest something.
I
But that is not what I
see.
was doing. Even my one of the Andrew, he works
Uh-huh.
at the International Student Office.
Okay.
He still calls me Big Tony to date.
That's interesting. So the cross-cultural mentorship, as it is set up, the intention is for for like people who are from other places that have been here for like a year or longer, um, meet with the incoming people, and perhaps answer all the questions they have, or attempt to answer all the questions they have. And the goal is to let them know that it's a community that you can live in and thrive if you want. Yeah.
Why is it relevant or important to have cross-cultural mentors?
So I think if you the unknown really scares people. Like the idea that you don't know something, right? If you're moving to a new place, if you're like me, you would probably have mixed feelings, right? Well, the anticipation of like a new place, a new environment, and stuff like that, and then the dread of well, what really am I? How will I find housing? How will I get groceries? How, you know?
Is that part of the cross-cultural mentoring for
But
you?
yeah, it is right that people. In fact, the most common question people would ask is, well, how do I find housing? How do I get to Walmart? And yeah, basic questions like that. It's not
Yeah.
really that.
Crazy story.
Uh,
The first day I came to America,
mhm.
I was thirsty for like 12 hours
I
because I
see.
didn't know where to get water.
Yeah.
And my ATM card from Ghana,
Hmm.
the venting machine wasn't
Would
accepting,
they accept it? Yeah.
accepting it. So I didn't know where to get water. And I
Hmm.
didn't know that they have water fountains in
All
every
around.
building.
So
Yeah.
that is why they
Yeah.
say.
So I had to go all the way, get on the bus and go to Walmart. Even
Mm,
there's a Walmart on campus. But I went to the Walmart on
mm.
the MLK
In the abundance of water, huh?
to get water because I didn't know how to get. I'm like, whoa, Americans don't drink water?
Yeah, and the thing about if you're resilient, you would see the comedy in the experience that you had. But
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
somebody, they wouldn't see the that side of it. Somebody
Uh,
would feel very
I'm a
stupid.
very. I feel like life is fun.
Yeah.
And what makes life fun is not just the good stuff that happened to you, the bad stuff adds to the plot line.
Hmm.
Imagine you're watching a movie and then the blow man just came and then he wins every single fight. What's the fun in that?
Interesting.
Overcoming adversary adds to the character arc.
Yeah. Exactly one of the tenets of my life system is if you you are always focused on the end, right? You are never really ever happy or in the present,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because you will only be happy if you get this
The
assignment
outcome, yeah,
sent
yeah.
in.
There is
You
this poem I read by this girl, poet in Ghana called Poetra Santewa. And I can't quote the exact wording of the poem, but there was a line where he said, you're in love with a boy whose mother left him on the staircase of his grandmother's house to go chase over a man who didn't love her. I'm paraphrasing. And then anytime she visits or his father visits, he would dress her grandmother would dress him up. His grandmother would dress him up for the big occasion of the visit of the father or the mother. So he's always looking for something big before he will celebrate you, when he should be, I think she said, kissing between your feet or something like that. And I feel like that poem really revolutionized my thought on, there is a term for it, I don't call it on top of my head, but there's this term where it's specifically to men, where we are always trying to chase something big before we start. We believe that when we have something, we can start enjoying life. And I read this poem somewhere in 2020, and I feel like it made me start enjoying the process more. People think that it was a pandemic that made me start enjoying the process more, but it was actually that poem that, and I'm a religious person, I'm a Christian. I've read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. I've read like a lot of religious material, but it was that poem that made me understand contentment.
So perhaps you derived more teachings from the poem than the Bible.
I'm a poet, but I don't know. There was something about the simplicity of that poem, and then the vivid imagery that she painted, that made me, because when I was in Ghana, there was this time on Sundays I used to visit my friend Diane, right? And one Sunday I was coming home from Diane's house, and I was in a Trotsky, and the Trotsky had stopped in front of the house. And then there was this little girl standing in front of somebody who looks like her grandmother. And then there is this woman who looks like the girl's mother getting into a car in front of the little girl. And it's a Sunday. So in my head, the picture I painted is the mother is a working career woman who is going to wherever she goes to work from Monday to Friday and come and visit the daughter on weekends. And you could see the sadness on the girl's face as her mother was going away, but she's used to the mother going away. So she wasn't crying, but you could see the sadness in her face, right? And so when I read that poem, I immediately connected to that girl. Yeah. And how that girl is going to grow to always expecting people she loves to go away. And so people she loves are going to go away from her because she's going to create a condition for them to.
Yes, exactly. As you put it, focusing on the process, right? It just makes the journey a whole lot easier. It's something that I wish that I had like come into earlier. The thing that we have to think about really is if you're only happy when you have your final exam turned in, right? Well, when you finish that one, there is another one ahead, and another one, and another one.
Yeah.
It's never ending. And if you only want to start when you have everything and absolutely everything ready, how do you know when you even have everything?
Yeah.
Right? Because there is, at every point in time, there is something more that you can pick up.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
I like that, because one thing I've always, in my personal experience, I feel like if I have a thought or have an idea, I just start on it. And I always realize that they said when you are ready, the staircase will appear. When you're ready to go to heaven, the staircase will appear. And I've always felt like whenever I start working on an idea, I make a lot of mistakes because I start without knowing everything. But when I start working on an idea, everything I need to finish that idea usually will come in the form of something. Maybe I may be working on an idea, and maybe somebody who is more experienced than me will see it and be like, yeah, Tony, I see what you are doing, but this is a better way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And if you are not in the position where the person will see and mentor you, you're not going to get that mentorship.
Exactly. So there are two things you can do in regard to that. From my perspective, you can be actively seeking this mentor. You can be doing all that you can to make all the experiences that you have had reproducible.
Yeah.
You want to figure out the formula for, well, this happened the last time, it happened the last time.
Yeah.
Every time
Yeah.
I get stuck, this happens. So
Yeah.
how do I mechanize that system and just will
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
into being? Or you can live your life in the lowest possible energy state, right? Where you are being who you are, or what comes easy to you. That's perhaps.
I don't believe that there's any such thing about who you are. Me personally, I don't believe that. I believe that you are whoever you choose to be.
So yes, you are whoever you choose to be,
Yeah.
but then there are states that you assume and realize this is very draining for me.
Okay, I get it. I
Yeah.
get you. Okay, so,
So-
if, for example, if I was doing what you were doing, it'll be more draining for me because
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily a scientist in the way you are.
Ah.
Media, even if like it takes hours to edit what I'm working on, it's not an easy process.
So that's
but
your natural
that is my
predilection.
natural. Yeah.
So if you capitalize on your natural predilection, you exert
Right, I get what you're saying.
and
Yeah.
if you exist within that realm, right? Everything is not as strenuous for you as you can make it be.
Okay, Rasta, I'm pretty sure some people would think that you are too conscious. Do you think you are conscious?
Yes, I think everybody is conscious, because if you think
No,
about
you know what I
conscious-
mean, conscious. I don't mean
Yeah.
conscious as an English word. Don't do that with me.
Yes, but think about it. We named things for reasons, right?
I know. Yeah, we name things for reasons.
Yeah.
Conscious. I don't want to use the word woke because it has a certain political tonation to it in the US, which I don't like. I don't have anything against the concept of being woke. I just don't want to have a political conversation. That's why I use the word conscious. So I'm being conscious in the sense of awareness too.
Yes. So consciousness is your awareness, right? So how do you show that you are aware? It's your ability to adapt to environmental stimulus, right? Or stimuli, if there are multiple of them, right? So
okay, what I mean by conscious is you're somebody who thinks in esoteric terms.
Oh,
Somebody who
no.
thinks in concepts.
Well, no, not really. I think very practically, because the way you live as a living thing is you detect some information. Your environment communicates to you through some stimulus, right? And you in turn adapt or respond to that. For us human beings, right, is a little bit more complex, because we are getting social stimuli, we are getting physical environmental stimuli, we are getting whole lot of stimuli that you have to respond and perhaps adapt to.
Got you.
Okay.
Got you.
So if you are focusing just on that, right, then you sense something and you ask yourself, what is the easiest way for me, or how can I be at ease in this situation? Usually the way to ease yourself in that situation is perhaps to remove yourself, get closer, distance, But then if you are paying attention to, does this make me feel easy in this situation?
Let me ask you a question I've
Yeah.
asked somebody else who's been on my program. As we are moving, I want us to
Yeah.
get to the end of the conversation. Number one, based on just interaction with the people, which the people, nothing about the place. Which country would you like to visit just because of interaction you've had with people from there?
Well, based on the interaction with the people.
Yeah. Nothing about the place, just the people.
That's a good question. I don't think I have one. I have quite a number.
Yeah, you
Like
can say all
a
of them.
bucket list of some
You
sort.
can say them.
So have Japan. No, depending on where you come from.
Fine.
Yeah. So depending on Tibet.
Okay. What about those places you like? About the people from
So I
those
met
places?
a Tibetan guy on a flight, right?
Was he a monk?
No, he was a regular civilian for that. So I think it was a flight to Qatar.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could sense that he had figured out the state of ease, right? How to identify the easiest state for him, right? If you manage to do that, then you are not shouting angrily at someone.
Yeah.
Because that's very hard for you to do, right? It's energetically intensive.
Where else?
Well, Tibet, some parts of China, where the mountains are, right?
Wait, I know you had a friend from China.
Oh yeah.
You see the reason you wanted to?
Oh,
Are you still in
no.
contact with her?
Oh yeah, I have various Chinese friends.
Nah,
Yeah.
you know, I'm specifically talking about this one particular Chinese.
I have various people that have, and in fact, Suriname. I met one person from Suriname.
So based on the place, what you've heard about the place, now we are talking about the people. Which are the places or what place would you like to visit?
Based on
Geography, culture, anything
Also,
but just the people.
so culture-wise, right? It's you'd want to be looking for a place where people are, as you say, conscious, right? As people are willing and and able to accept difference, like when people are different than them, right? And in that regard, right? I think well, you might be able to fit in any country, but perhaps the spot where you land. Imagine if aliens come to Earth.
Massa, answer
So
the question. Don't bring alien to this.
Imagine
Massa, I beg, answer my question.
so
I don't want
just
to.
imagine
I don't
this.
want to imagine aliens. Please
See,
answer my question. Let's move on.
if you're a Martian and you land on Earth,
I'm not a Martian. I'm an Earthling.
yeah, but let's say you are an Earthling, you go to Mars for some reason, and
I'm not going to go to Mars.
but then hear me out on this
I don't
one.
trust the guy that works Occupy Mars station.
Hear me out on this one. If you land at in the Sahara Desert, right? You would have a different view or a different impression of.
So my question to you is, based on culture that you find attractive or enjoyable, or history, geography, whatever, which countries would you like to visit? Simple question. Give me word answers. Give me one word or two words that are names of countries. Please.
That is very hard. It's a very, very hard
You don't have to
question
say one
answer.
country. Just mention the countries that come on mind. Don't talk
Well,
about Mars. Talk about Earth.
well, I might be able to say about cities because
Okay,
I know.
mention the series.
So, being to Brussels didn't really get the time to explore. So a second trip to Brussels. And if I had the resources and the energy and the time and everything, I would go to Iceland. I don't know about the people. I just the geography is enchanting, and well, yeah, and I do have a couple of places, right?
Mention them. That's the
Not
question.
well, the list is long, so I'd like to share. But the places I'm talking about are not like the regular tourist destination places.
It doesn't have to be a tourist destination.
Yeah. So if
I would like to go to Iran, I can't go to Iran because I like living in the US. So I have to choose between the US and Iran. Like, if I have to choose one country that I would like to visit, it probably would be Iran, but I can't go to Iran. So it doesn't have to be a tourist destination. It can be anything.
So Iran is actually, in fact, probably not Tehran. I have friends from Iran.
Yeah, I do
They
too,
show
yeah.
me various nice mountain ranges and well the shoreline that responds to touch. Like you touch the what apparently the algae or the microbes in the water, they are sentient somehow. They respond to like touch. When you step in the water, it changes color. Yeah, they're very wonderful.
They're very beautiful places. Any which way. What again are we gonna end with? Yeah, those a question that I want to ask you. That which question do you want me to ask you? That okay, so do you have a girlfriend, Rasta?
So as much as I would like to answer the question, right? I would plead the fifth on that because
What is the fifth?
the fifth
Simple question.
The fifth
Rasta, do you have a girlfriend? Yes or no?
So
okay, do you have a woman you are sharing your life with? Yes or no? Because maybe you don't like the label girlfriend.
A woman that I have multiple women friends.
So you're a womanizer?
No,
polygamous.
Not in that sense.
You're polygamous.
No, not a polygamist.
You say multiple. The specific question is I was asking this question in relation to romantic interest.
Okay. So romantic interest, that is how you put it. Currently, no. Romantically.
Okay, I don't believe you, but okay, I hear. I don't believe you, but we're having. I can't force an answer onto you.
Because if so, when you say romantic, right, you mean
I don't mean somebody you buy flowers for. I mean somebody with whom anyway. I don't. Yeah, you know English. You know English. You don't.
Yeah. So because of my understanding of the English language, the word romantic
I don't. I
right?
use romantic in the sense that romantic interest, relational interest. I don't
So
like
for
using
interest, right? Um,
someone with whom we are sharing a physical,
ah,
amorous.
oh no, if amorous comes in, then perhaps no. Well, because
You are celibate.
no, no, not celibate.
So
I
basically, what you're trying to say is that you share amorous situations with various people, not one person.
I wouldn't say that. I I would probably say um the the ease, as I told you about, right? So if you
Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to interview a scientist on this program again because they don't go straight to their
the,
point. I asked you simple question.
but you have to understand the sort of connection that I look for is a wholesome resonance. Like
Shallow.
in you are able to resonate on a frequency.
Anyway.
So that
So you
connection.
know what? Forget about Rasta. Rasta, which day of the week were you born?
Well, Sunday.
So you are Kwesi Rasta.
Yeah, yeah,
Kwesi Rasta.
yeah.
And you're from Kumasi, you're
Oh
an
yeah,
Ashanti.
yeah.
So how often do you talk to your grandma?
Oh, very often, maybe weekly.
Oh, my mom like once a month or something.
Oh, that's also okay though.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for
Thank you.
watching this and thank you for being here and thank you for having very esoteric conversations with me on this platform. To be an international student is a series where I talk to international students about being international student. Subscribe to my channel and talk to you later.